Well, hi and welcome back. Today is going to be a very educational video. We are talking about hair rehab. So we're talking about broken, brittle, fried, overstressed hair today. That's what we're talking about. We're going to give it a little TLC, and I've got 10 tips to rehab your hair. So if you want to see how to rehab that hair, just keep on watching. Number 1 on our top 10 list is wet your hair less. If you wet your hair less often, you're going to prevent more breakage. Friction of the hair and the outside cuticle rubbing against each other. By doing that, dry shampoo is going to be the best thing for in-between washes. It can get you probably 1.5 to 2 days longer in between washes. So definitely invest in a good dry shampoo. The Batiste is my favorite, but there are so many out there that you can pick from. There's this one, and this one, and this one. There's options. So wetting your hair less is definitely the first rule. Number 2 of our top 10 is actually doing a pre-wash. What a pre-wash is, it's a sealant for your hair so that it causes the less friction when you're washing, and the cuticles aren't going to be rubbing together, causing knotting and a whole bunch of extra damage that you don't need. So there's a couple of different ones out there. You can use an argan oil that maybe you don't use because it's too heavy. You can use that on your hair, damp or dry actually, and rub it on there really good and saturate your whole head, then wash. It's a great way to seal in the cuticle, make sure that your hair is nice and soft, and it prevents a lot of breakage. So pre-washing is definitely the way to go. This actually is really good for all types of hair except for fine. If you have very baby fine, blonde, or just baby fine hair in general, you probably want to skip this because it is going to be too much and it's going to weigh you down, even if you are washing. This is more for medium to coarse to extra coarse hair. So number 3 on our top 10. Cleansing conditioners are fantastic for in-between shampoos. If you're a heavy product user, you probably would want to do this a little bit less than somebody who doesn't use as much product. I'm a heavy product user, so I would usually do the cleansing conditioner in between my 2 shampoos. I wash my hair 3 times a week, so I'll do it in the very beginning in shampoo, cleansing conditioner in the middle of the week, and then shampoo at the end of the week. It's really a great way to get some more longevity out of your hair without having to use the harsh detergents in shampoo. Cleansing conditioners that are out there right now are Biolage, Redken, and I think there's a couple others like Deva and things like that. They have no lather, they're all dense conditioners, but they are cleansing. So definitely looking into maybe this brand, or this brand might actually help you, because you can kind of figure out which one is best for you. Even though they are very similar, they all have different attributes. So definitely look into what you're buying and look at them. Number 4 on our list of 10 rehabs for your hair are deep conditioners. Getting a deep conditioning mask and wearing it once a month is going to be very beneficial for hair, period. It doesn't matter if it's going to the salon and having it done or doing it at home and leaving it on for 15 minutes, putting a hot towel around it, or even wearing a shower cap. It makes a huge difference because it's hydrating those ends that really need it, especially if they've been overprocessed, bleach blonde, haven't been cut in 6 months. It makes a huge difference. Read the label as well. So if they have methicone in them, what that acts is a hydrator and a thermal protectant. So something with that on the label you definitely want to purchase, because it's going to be even more beneficial for you. Number 5, using hot tools less. A lot of people flat iron their hair, curling their hair like I did today, wanding, any kind of blow drying, things like that. You need to use those tools less because it's hurting your hair. If you're putting your hair through flat ironing every single day, what you're doing is taking 2 plates and flat ironing each piece of hair. What that's doing is baking it at 450 degrees. Your hair is not a potato. Be kind to your hair. Make sure that you're using lower settings. Make sure that you're using those tools less. It just makes a huge difference because you won't see as much breakage when you're using hot tools. Also, with that being said, add thermal guards. Make sure that you're prepping your hair correctly before you use those hot irons and those curling irons and the flat irons and everything out there, because it makes a huge difference. Putting a guard between your hair and the actual plate is essential for less breakage. I would suggest is layering it through the hair, not just spraying it on and, then going ahead and flat iron or curling iron, but actually taking subsections from ear to ear, temple to temple, and then the top. By layering it and then combing it through, it's evenly distributed and every hair is then coated. Number 6. Sleeping on damp hair is going to be so much better for your hair than blow drying it every time you get out of the shower. By doing that, you can braid it and then wake up in the morning and just kind of blow dry the extra damp parts of your hair that is still kind of damp from the night before. Or you can towel blot your hair instead of towel drying your hair. A lot of people take towels and rub their hair together and try to get all the water out. What I would suggest is just blotting it. And by blotting it, you can really get a lot more water out and you're not causing any more friction. Another way is using an old t-shirt. A lot of people have been doing this for a very long time, but t-shirt blotting your hair, because it doesn't have the terry cloth fibers, is going to cause less friction on your hair. Even using like a terry cloth towel, it just causes more and more damage. So by going ahead and using something that has more of a flat surface but is absorbent is going to be great for your hair. Number 7. So if you do need to go ahead and use your blow dryer because you just can't function without it, using a cold shot on your actual blow dryer, or if you're using it on a lower setting, it makes such a difference when you're using less heat. It might take you a little bit longer to get your hair dry, but honestly, your hair is going to thank you in the long run. You don't want to scorch it dry, you don't want it to burn, you don't want it to sizzle. You want to use the lower cool settings on your blow dryer. They're there for a reason. Use them. Number 8. Getting regular micro trims is a wonderful way of keeping your hair healthy. What I mean by micro trims is just a ½ an inch. What micro trims do are cut off that bottom layer of hair just to give you enough so that those parts that are breaking don't go up the hair shaft. They do literally go up the hair shaft, and by doing micro trims, you're cutting them off at the pass. It's a great way to keep your hair healthy without having to cut off a ton of length. Number 9, using light oils on your hair instead of heavy products is a great way of preventing breakage with your hair. Using it on towel blotted hair or a t-shirt blotted hair to give yourself a little less frizz and keep your hair under control. Anything with silicones in it, anything that has alcohol base in it, it's going to be awful because it's going to dry out your hair. If you've ever seen rubbing alcohol, that's the same thing. You want to make sure that you're using a light oil that does not have alcohol in it. Read the label, it makes a difference. Number 10, bleach your hair less. Bleaching does 75 to 80% of damage to your hair. Coloring only does about 10 to 15. So if you can make sure that you ask for more of a high lift color or to lift your hair with a color instead of using bleach, it's going to help your hair tremendously. If you're doing highlights, you kind of have to do bleach. There's no way around it. Maybe transferring from bleach to color might be better for you, and it's definitely going to help your hair. I hope you guys like these top 10 tips to help your hair. If you guys like this, please let me know. Thumbs this up, and I appreciate you guys watching so much. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.